Hello everyone, how are you doing today? This is Mamita and welcome to my channel. Today's video is episode 2 of my 60-day junk journal making and decluttering challenge. I realize it has been 3 weeks since I made this challenge, and today I'll be showing you what I have been making so far. And almost all of them are right here in this box. And because magazines and newspapers are the bulkiest amongst my stuff, I have been working with it, and these are my projects. So let's check them out. So the first one, there's not really much a big deal out of this, are newsprint. I cut some newspapers out and I make sure that I remove the blank space around it. I don't like it, but it provides you a nice cut like this. So I'm using my cutter and my ruler to cut them out, and I try to really make sure that they are cut without the margin, the marginal space. So I did quite a lot of that. Now here is a assembly guide instruction of the cabinet that you see here on the back, the shelves that you are seeing on the back. And I thought this is a good size to create your artwork, like if you want to paint, if you want to sketch. So I created the same, not really the same, more or less the same size using newspapers. So simple stapler. So simple newspaper. Anyway, it's like a notepad or a junk journal pad or an art pad or whatever. So I could still make more of that, but for the time being, I just made 5. I think I collected like 10 sheets and folded them like this. We'll flip through at the end of this video, we'll flip through everything. You remember I made my junk journal fillers, my traveler's notebook fillers. And I have quite some of that at this size, the size of my traveler's notebook. But actually I made several in different sizes. So magazine pages cut into mini pages, and we'll flip through because it's very interesting what you will see on each pages when you flip through. It's different from when you open a magazine and you can see the article, you can read the whole article, you can see the image, the whole image. By cutting it into these sizes, I found out that it removes the whole focus out of the article or the image, but it creates a nice background, what's the right term? Graphic design that it's really ideal for your junk journaling. So I made quite a bit of different sizes. So this one of these sizes, it's bigger than the passport. I think this is like an A4 more or less. And not only that, I have more of that. So here, so I think I have a different size because it depends on the magazine. So for example, this is smaller than the one I have, but it's all staple wire. I just use staple wire and then I just cut them, the edges, and different sizes. So if I have more of that, and I will show you also what I had done. I think I have shown on episode 1 using sticky notes. I had decorated it. I used some magazine images and backgrounds for some of the sample that I made. So that's the one. More of that as well. So smaller, like a passport size, I think. So there's a 3 set of this one. And this one is, this magazine with all the promotions, if like example, there's Makati or BGC, they have this like magazine where advertisers would put all their businesses in there. So it's free for you to get. So I got some and I created, but the challenge for that is that you have quite a lot of ads there. So I'm gonna be I'm gonna put a lot of papers on top of this. So we are not going to use that magazine as a background for your junk journal, but rather you'll be using that as just mere paper to hold your journal. Now, because I have a smaller pieces cut, so I also just cut 3. I will show you what I'll be doing then later. So because when you cut a big magazine, there's quite a small part. I also have a smaller version and also smaller one. Now, because I was planning to create my own cover, and I found I have this I think it's I don't know what it's, a tea bag. It's a tea box where I had decorated my tea bags on it using Mod Podge. So I just created a sample. We'll flip through that as well. So it's a smaller version of the Traveler's Note, my own DIY. Now, that's basically magazine, right? So I thought here. So how about newspaper? So I thought, can I also use, magazines are quite okay to use because they're glossy and then they have this like a plastic coat. I don't know what to call that. But newspaper is kind of flimsy, right? So, but I tried to make a notebook, or at least a notebook size, like an A5 size of newspaper. I don't really know how else I'm gonna describe this because it's not a notebook. It's probably a notebook, but just a newspaper notebook. Can we just call that a newspaper notebook? So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could probably make more, but for the time being, I made 6 just to have a bit of a development. Now I know I still have lots of newspapers. Now I know what else I can make out of it. So that. Now there's another item here that I was watching this YouTube channel where they featured various stationaries, bungo, I said bungo, and I love watching those stationaries there. And one of the stationery that they showed is like a little pocket size to-do list or just list, and I made my own. And this one is the same size as a card. So I have here my card holder, and you can actually put it inside. So what's inside? It's not a plain paper. As you know, I'm trying to use as much as materials I have. So this margin of the big margin on the newspaper, I did not entirely throw them away. I cut a piece of them. So some of them have this image, the part. But nonetheless, it's a nice, to-do list where you can put your little notes and you can put inside your pocket. And I not only make one, but I made much, 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 much more. And of course, I could do more of this. And I love the size. The size is really cute. And you can also do your junk journaling, your mini junk journaling there. Now, I got a bit carried away. So when I was cutting the newspaper, I realized, well, I did some sticky notes, right? I was doing some sticky notes on this. And then I realized, oh, I could make my own sticky note. So while watching teleserye or this Korean Netflix uh, Netflix shows, I would cut it. I have a small, really tiny cutter. I'll show it to you, and I've cut quite a lot. So here. Why am I laughing at myself? So those are those are mini sticky notes. It's not yet sticky note because I still not have the repositional glue. But you see, you can put it on my original sticky note holder. It's I think I need to cut a bigger size that would really fit on this holder. But the fact is that yeah, I made quite some. It's quite thick. And it's so satisfying to make, although tedious. So the progress of my decluttering is slow, but it doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying it. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it so much. Time flies. Sometimes I forgot to eat or drink water, but that's basically my things that I have been making so far. We'll do a flip through later. I need to go out. But let me show you a sample of these things. I'm not flipping through this because it has my credit card details, but this is my credit card statement. And these are the last credit card statements I have, I think, because it's now electronic. Everything is electronic. So whatever remains, and I have, I think, thrown away quite a lot of those statement of accounts, shred them before throwing them away. But then, of course, I still have some, and I'm practicing, coloring, drawing. So I was using this to do my practice drawing. I think I did a bit. Where was the sample I have here? Not that. Yeah, I was drawing. Yeah, so it's a good material if you want to practice mixed art or just doodling or whatsoever. One of my things that I have done is also like, you have an image and then you cut out and then, well, that's just more projects waiting to be completed. And I have here, for example, an envelope. It's a nice envelope. I got this from my pen pal, and I'm using that as a cover for my drawings. Yeah, so I still have lots of materials, so I'm gonna show you what I still have to declutter. So these are the stack of magazines and newspapers that I still have to declutter. Basically, that's the bulkiest. Disregard the rice that I have there. It's my stack of rice, and beside it is I have to fix my brother printer. So these are still things that I have to declutter, but in general, it's fine. It used to be a lot of box in this area, if I have to show you. And now that's all that I have right there. What else do I have? These are all my scratch papers. So I have already compiled and differentiate the letter size and the A4 size. And I have this paperbacks. And I think I still have also my paperbacks. So decluttering, I'm more or less focused on this one because these are the most or the bulkiest part. And these are the boxes where I have my old envelopes, my stickers. So they are in that box where I had put on the back and cover it. So, but these shelves had helped me quite a lot in decluttering. So most of my books are now organized this, but that's not just my books. I also have the rest of my books inside my bedroom. I think at one time I have shown you my rotating bookshelves, and it's leaning, so I have to really be very careful when I turn it around. Okay, more or less, I think I've spent quite some days decorating this. It's not a full decoration because I want to do that when I'm doing the actual journaling, but just enough so I could have some writing space. So this is I realized it's not a tea box, but rather a perfume box gifted to me. And it's my tea bags and tea whatever. So I have 3 signatures here. And 2 on this side and 1 in the middle that holds them in between. So I just did a DIY of this. So easy to replace. Let's flip through. So this magazine is the one that I have mentioned about, full of advertisers, advertising their businesses. So I'm mostly covering all the pages. So, like you can see. These are with my sticky notes. Yeah. So that's my DIY traveler's notebook. Well, that's it for the time being for the episode 2. I hope there is something in it that you find interesting. And we'll see you again on my next episode of this challenge. Thank you very much for watching and see you again next time. Bye bye.
Hey, hey, hey. Let's let's go play. Hey, 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 let's go play.